Today we discuss about Romer model. This Romer model is an endogenous growth model. Romer presented a variant on Arrow's model which is known as learning by investment. Arrow model is learning by doing, then Romer model is learning by investment. He assumes creation of knowledge as the side product of investment. He takes knowledge as an input in the production function. Romer takes knowledge as an input in the production function. Then the production function is represented in the following form: y equal a of capital R, f of Ri, Ki, Li, where y is the aggregate output. Y is the aggregate output. Capital A is the public stock of knowledge from research and development. In Arrow model, capital A representing the augmenting factor, that is the endogenous factor. Here, capital A is the public stock of knowledge from research and development. In Arrow model, the past cumulative investment or past experience, that is on the output of learning by doing. Here, the public stock of knowledge, it derived from research and development. Ri is the stock of expenditure on research and development by firm I. Ki and Li are capital stock and labor stock of firm respectively. Ki is the capital stock of firm, then Li is the labor stock of firm. I representing firm. He assumes the function capital F. Capital F is the homogeneous of degree 1 in all inputs. What are the inputs here? Ri, research and development, Ki and Li. Ki is the capital stock of firm, Li is the labor stock of firm. All these inputs are following homogeneous of degree 1 function. And treat Ri as a rival good. Ri is treated as a rival good. Then in this model, three key elements included by Romer, namely externalities, increasing returns in the production of output and diminishing returns in the production of new knowledge. What are the key elements of Romer model? There are three key elements of Romer model. First one is externalities. Externalities. There is different types of externality. The important are positive externality and negative externality. Here externality is present and increasing returns in the production of output and diminishing returns in the production of new knowledge. These are the key elements of Romer model. According to Romer, it is spillover from research efforts by a firm that leads to the creation of new knowledge by other firms. In other words, new research technology by a firm spill over instantly across the entire economy. The new research technology spill over. It moved to other firms also or across the entire economy. In his model, new knowledge is the ultimate determinant of long-run growth, which is determined by investment in research technology. In Romer model, he gave more importance to new knowledge. New knowledge is the ultimate determinant of what? Long-run growth. And long-run growth is determined by new knowledge, which is determined by investment. Knowledge is determined by research technology. Knowledge is determined by investment in research technology. Research technology exhibits diminishing returns. Research technology exhibits diminishing returns, which means that investment in research technology will not double knowledge. Research technology representing a diminishing returns to scale. That means investment in research will not double knowledge. The other firms also make use of the new knowledge due to inadequacy of patent protection and increase their production. Thus, the production of goods from increased knowledge displays increasing return. Production of goods from increased knowledge is displaying increasing returns, and competitive equilibrium is consistent with increasing aggregate returns owing to externality. Thus, Romer takes investment in research technology as endogenous factor. He considered investment in research technology as the endogenous factor in terms of the acquisition of new knowledge by rational profit maximization firms. Romer presented model of endogenous technical change of 1990 identifies a research sector specializing in the production of ideas. This sector invokes human capital along with the existing stock of knowledge to produce idea or new knowledge. According to Romer, ideas are more important than natural resources. According to Romer, ideas give more preference than natural resources. He cites example of Japan, which has very few natural resources, but it was open to new Western ideas and technology. They have only low natural resources, but they have more ideas and more technology. And their economic growth is determined by their ideas and technology. It imported machines from the United States, dismantled them to see how they worked, and manufactured their better prototypes. Therefore, ideas are essential for the growth of the economy. In the example of Japan, he takes the example of Japan. The ideas are it will representing, or it is the evidence of the idea that ideas are essential for the growth of an economy. This idea related to improved designs for the productive of producer durable goods for final production. The ideas are more important to determine the economic growth. In the model, new knowledge enters into the production process in three ways. How to enter the new knowledge into the production process? He explains there are three ways to enter a new knowledge into our production process. First one, a new design is used in the intermediate goods sector for the production of a new intermediate input. A new design is to be introduced. In the final sector, labor, human capital and available product durables produce the final product. And a new design increases the total stock of knowledge, which increases productivity of the human capital employed in the research sector. Then the Romer model is based on the following assumptions. First one, economic growth comes from technological change. Second, technological change is endogenous. Then market incentives plays an important role in making technological change available to an economy. Invention of new design requires a specified amount of human capital. Aggregate supply of human capital is fixed. Knowledge or a new design is assumed to be partially excludable. These are the assumptions of Romer model. Then next one, the new design can be used by the firm and in different periods without additional cost and without reducing the value of output. It also assumes that low cost of using an existing design reduces the cost of creating new designs. When firms make investment on research and development and invent a new design, there are externalities that are internalized by private agreements. These are the assumptions of Romer model. There's a lot of assumptions. First, economic growth depends on, or it comes from technological knowledge. Second, technological change is endogenous, is market intensive. Market incentives plays a very important role in technological change. Then invention of new design is requires a specified amount of human capital is required to introduce new design in a product. And aggregate supply of human capital is fixed. Knowledge or new design is assumed to be partially excludable. Then new design can be used by a firm and in different periods without additional cost. Then low cost designs are to be reduced the cost of creating new designs. The firm make investment on research and development and invent a new design. There are externalities that are internalized by private agreements. These are the assumptions of Romer model. Then the Romer model is explained with the help of a production function, capital A equal to f of k, a, h, a and a. Delta A is the increasing technology, delta A. Delta A is the increasing technology. F is the production function for technology. K is the amount of capital invested in producing a new design. HA is the amount of human capital employed. This is KA. HA is the amount of human capital employed in research and development of the new design. Capital A is the existing technology of design. The production function shows that technology is endogenous when more human capital is employed for research and development of new designs and technology increases by a larger amount. Then delta A is greater. If more capital is invested on research laboratory and equipment to invent a new design, then technology also increases by a larger amount. That is, greater A is more further the existing technology. A also leads the production of new technology, since it is assumed that technology is a non-rival input. Technology is non-rival input and partially excludable. Partially excludable is a non-rival input. There are positive spillover effects of technology which can be used by other firms. One firm is implementing or introducing particular technology, the others are trying to follow in the following years. Thus, the production of new technology can be increased through the use of physical capital. Use of physical capital, that means human capital, is also needed to introduce or implement a new technology. That is the Romer's idea. Then, in conclude, we say that Romer gave more importance to knowledge. Then knowledge is to be derived from, according to him, knowledge is derived from research and development. Research and development means it is introduction of new design or new inventions. Everything needs some investment. Everything needs some investment. Is investment in knowledge or research. Then to be invested in research laboratories. Some other kinds of inventions are to be implemented for economic growth. Then one example is also mentioned, as Japan is very limited natural resources, but they have a lot of Western ideas and technology they have. They used this technology in a proper way, these ideas and technologies in a proper way, and they try to maximize their limited resources, and they reached the path of economic growth, or reached the process of economic growth in a good way. That is the best example for Romer endogenous growth model. Here we mentioned a lot of assumptions. Then 9 assumptions are mentioned here. You also you try to study 6 or more assumptions. Then the model, construction of model, like the production function model, technology production function model is to be represented here is delta A. This is delta. Delta A is equal to capital F of K, A, H, A and A. A representing in arrow model, A representing the augmenting factor. Here capital A, delta A is the increasing technology. F is function there, and technology, capital KA is the amount of capital invested, and HA is the amount of human capital employed. The human capital is necessary for every research and development. For the application of research and development, human capital is very essential. Here the research improvement or research development is representing as the creation of new design, and is to be the invention of new design and some kinds of patents. Everything is come under this research and development improvement. The patents are also here mentioned. Then I think everyone is clear this model, the Romer model. Then okay, thank you.